It's 4:13. The office closes at 4, and they have yet to come see me. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Well, that's a little crazy. So she gets to her appointment. She probably had to wait a little bit, and then they forget about her and lock her up. That sounds like workers who are trying to leave the workplace mad early. Like, this is kind of nuts because wowzers. All right, let's keep going. But I always say this though. If you pay workers a certain amount of money, they're gonna act exactly that way. Security guards kind of are just so, like, say you go to a government facility and they have the scanners and all of that stuff there. When you look at the kind of security guards they have there, it's reflective of the money that they pay them. Overweight, out of shape, probably couldn't handle a fight. Some of them are women who are a bit overweight, like fat. Some of them are men, old men who don't look like they could sprint up a flight of stairs to try to catch someone if they just ran past the scanner. So when you see things like this happening, you have to question what kind of culture is at this work. People are probably getting there at like 6 or 7 a.m. just to get through their day. And I get it. The amount of effort for the amount of pay, it shows. I get it. It's not supposed to be that way. But if I were paying someone $1 million to sit at the front of my office and check people in, I better have the utmost expectation for them to do their job the way that I think shows the people who are coming to my office space that they care. But you also don't find that everywhere because some of these people are being paid $20 an hour, maybe $15 an hour to man the front desk, maybe 25 to take in patients and check in and all of that stuff. And you don't, it's not, they're not, that's not going to be reflective in their care of work. Sometimes you get those people who, no matter how much you pay them, they show up with energy, with enthusiasm, with the drive to do the job well, just for the sake of doing the job well, not reflective of the pay. But for the vast majority of people, you're talking about they just want to get the job done and go home. They're thinking about, I don't want to be here. I do so much more work than I'm paid. And I get it. It's a real thing. It's a real thing where people don't do the work to the highest level of enthusiasm because the pay just sucks. I've been in some of those. Like, I had a painting job once when I was in college, and you're getting paid maybe like 10, 11 bucks an hour to paint a house. And it was a franchise. So they have to make sure they're squeezing as much out of you before you're like, oh, this is too much work. And then you quit. And trust me, when we showed up to paint houses, there's some ethics there. You have to paint the house properly and you have to do a good job. And when we tried our best to do a good job, but when the sun is beating down on you, you have to fight off bees and wasps sometimes. You have to put a lot of energy into climbing a 20-foot ladder to make sure you don't fall. It drains you for the whole day. And you think about getting paid like $10 to $15 an hour, and you're like, man, this is so not worth it. So you wake up the next day, energy ain't there, enthusiasm ain't there. You don't really care that much that you're making money for the summer, even though you're a college student. And it's like, let me go to this paint. It's not the greatest. So you have to be reflective of that. Now, we're talking about someone getting locked in a place where their medical records and stuff and medication or prescriptions or pills, so to say. So this is extremely dangerous for that reason. Like, imagine if she were a druggie. Imagine if she were someone looking for some patient information that she could sell online to someone, to a hacker or to a broker, or someone to make some money just so they could get this practice in trouble. They would have a heyday here.
Hello? Okay, and I'm literally locked in. Are you fucking kidding me?
She is stuck in that place. I don't know how long she was stuck there for. She hasn't had an update on this. When she has an update, I might make a video on it or make a post on it or something. So keep a lookout for that. But how do you do that? How do you even make I was in a rush to leave? You were in a rush to leave. This is your job. You're being paid for this. If you don't think you're being paid enough, it might make some sense to start considering something else or just leave the job overall. But this level of effort is might be lost on the person person in charge of making sure that all the doors are open and there are no patients in any of the rooms. Someone might be getting fired here. And I am pressed to think that although this may be a one-off accident, might not actually reflect on the practice itself. I don't know. I'm kind of pressed to think that this might not have been the first incident with this practice, because this is just straight crazy. To leave someone there, I mean, it may have slipped your mind, but it may have been a new person, but this is just not it. It's just not it. Talk about wait times. This is the longest wait time, but I hope they take care of her without charging her anything, even though I know they will not, because insurance, you could pay her bill. You locked her in there. This could be a big deal because she is locked in a vicinity where there is a lot of patient information. And that's really serious. If she were to be someone who had bad thoughts, those bad thoughts could lead to the practice getting sued on a bigger level, because that's HIPAA being violated. I'm pretty sure this might even be an infringement on patient information, because you've put someone in a position where a bunch, if not hundreds or thousands of patient information is available to her discretion, and there's no one there to secure it. The patient information might be locked behind drawers, but how easy is that to get through? I'm sure there's something out that she could get in. So that stinks that this all happened for this young lady and the practice, because this is now blowing up and it might become an issue for the practice later on. Let's hope that the practice learns from this and doesn't repeat this, but it goes to show that we need to pay better attention, or doctors' practices, medical practice need to pay better attention to their patients. And if this is a pay issue, it needs to come up that this is a pay issue, because you don't just leave a job without making sure that everything is secure and safe and locked up and no one is in there. That's the crazy part. Make sure no one is still in the office. Like, just open the door and make sure. But this also could have been a mistake. So we'll see what she says. We'll see where this goes. This might turn into a bigger case. It might not, but this was just wild. What are your thoughts? If you were locked in the doctor's office in this manner or fashion, what would your next steps be? Like, would you be like, hey, so you guys trying to treat me for a year for free? Or like, what are we doing? You know? Hey, leave a like, subscribe, share this video. She's going viral. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.